test. Okay, now it should work. Um, because I see the thing going on here. So perfect. So yeah, welcome everyone. Oh, give me just 1 second. There we go. Okay, so normally everyone on YouTube should be able to hear me as well. Please, if you do, then just drop a one in the YouTube chat box. I do have it open on my screen, of course, so I can follow along. Uh, and I'll just test. Okay, now it should work. Okay, so I have heard myself, so I know everyone can hear me on the YouTube live as well. So first of all, last week I wasn't able to make it on time, so sorry for that. But this week we're going to start looking at some stuff. Of course, there's the disclaimer before we start. Trading involves risks, past profits don't guarantee future results. We're not financial advisors, and we don't want to have a. We don't want you to think that this is a financial advice in any way. We will look at a certain few setups maybe that I'm personally looking at, but I don't want to entice anyone into taking a trade. And thank you, Lalit, for the interaction, of course. There we go. So now, let's first click open the main screen. So as you can see, um, I'm looking at a few setups for the people that were on the call yesterday. So the orders that were activated, you get currently running at about, let's say right now it's still about a 1 to 2, but eventually it did hit TP1 already. It was only a 1 to 3.65, so not the best risk to reward, not the craziest one. But then the Canadian dollar, Japanese yen, this one, this was our entry, 87.15, currently running at about a 1 to 5. Personally, I will be almost completely out of the trade at 85.35. But that's already what occurred yesterday, of course. But this is just to recap what's going on, what has been going on. And if we look at the major pairs or the main pairs, uh, there, there he is, Mr. Jambo. Thank you for being active in the YouTube chat as well, of course. Um, so Canadian dollar, Japanese yen. The reasoning behind it was we had this 4 hour point of interest, and let's just replay it where we were yesterday. This 4 hour lined up with a 2 hour. That's why I personally took the 2 hour, and I said it on the call on my one of my accounts. I would enter it at 87.15 myself, and for the people that wanted to be more secure, we had to wait for another break of structure, of course, to get in. Now it looked very corrective to the upside. So this price action had like 1, 2, 3, 4 candles to the downside, 4 2 hour candles, and then we had like, I don't even want to count them because it takes too long, but we had a lot of corrective movements. Where did we come into this 2 hour zone? And this was where my personal entry was, at least. That's about it. When did it happen? Also important to understand. Now let's play this along and let's see when this is happening. We have London. This is London New York overlap. If we zoom in, we see this is London New York overlap. So perfect. So this is the opening of New York session. Here it opens, it spikes up, triggers the entry, and then makes a major move to the downside. Lovely to see. Timing was right as well, just like on UCAT. So of course already at break even on that trade, and that's actually a trade that I do think that we're just going to keep falling to the downside. We do see the same thing happening on a lot of yen pairs. So if we look at the yen pairs, AJ, we see it has bullish. The yen at least has strength. So that means that AJ is going down. Cat yen, same thing. Chef yen, same thing, but a little bit less. So we see we can already start thinking about what's going on. Why is it the chef falling that hard as the Canadian dollar, yen, Australian dollar, yen. Okay, so we know that. Euro, yen, same scenario, just fell outside of the sky. Last week I was looking for shorts up in here. Never got back to my entry at around 135.85. But this is just something to let you guys see what I'm looking at on the yen. Yesterday came very close to a daily zone, started to break of structure, and NJ a little bit the same, but AJ already made a move more to the downside. Now, why I'm looking at NJ shorts is because of the yen strength at this point, and also because AJ already made that move. So AJ can be the leader, while NJ can be the lagger. Definitely a possibility, but the we will cover everything what I'm looking at in a bit. UJ, I've been saying these equal lows are look very attractive to me, and I did say that I want to see bearishness coming in from this zone. Eventually, we did spike higher, but then we made the drop. And right now, I don't have anything too clean on UJ, but I will cover what I'm looking at on NJ and why. Now, NJ, if we let's take a complete new NJ chart, so there's nothing drawn on it. So if you look at then there's nothing like this. Okay, so we have cat news in 1 hour 45 minutes. Yeah, it could be the play that it triggers us. We'll look at some cat pairs as well, but on a daily time frame, we were at some extreme highs and price starting to make more moves to the downside. It was looking like, okay, are you ready to just retrace at least? Because the markets, we all know the markets, if we zoom out, they go up and down. That's easy. Everyone knows that. But we want to make sure every movement up also has to have a retracement, of course. And ideally, we're on a 3-day time frame right now. We still see imbalance at around 70, 50, 7,500. Now let's look at the daily. 7,450, 7,500. Same scenario. Okay, so we know that there's imbalance lower. Are we going to just target this? No. Are we just going to go blindly short because there's imbalance? No. We're not doing that either. We are waiting for the setup for us to occur. Then if we zoom into some more intraday plays, we see that it's starting to stall. It fails to break above these highs. So we know that. So that's good. And then if we just go one more time frame to the downside, I always say if we're this high, I won't be looking at buys anymore. If I would want to buy, I would want to buy down low in here because I want to buy low and sell high. So just like I have been saying on AUD NZD has been falling out of the sky since since we took an entry on it on the sessions, but it just keeps falling, and I will not go short then because I would not know where to target. Same for this. I would prefer some selling opportunities because that could give me a better risk to reward and clear targets than buying at this point. So on the 4-hour time frame, what do we see? We saw actually a pretty corrective movement, and then we said like, hey, we're going up again. We failed to break above this high. Now, is this enough for me to just blindly go short? No. I'm starting to analyze it. I'm starting to say like, hey, what's going on? So this, for me, was a 4-hour imbalance fill. We do have the 4-hour. Let's see, the 2-hour candle is in between, and there's a 1-hour candle over there as well. And then we have the 45-minute extreme and a 30-minute. Still has some imbalance, but not the cleanest one. So looking at the 4-hour right now, what did we see? What do we see happening? We saw fairly equal highs getting taken out. They got taken out, mitigated a 4-hour imbalance fill, and then gave us a break of structure. This one, for me, is the break of structure. So it broke to the downside. We see that. We had a high made, corrective movement, and then we broke. Okay, what do I see immediately? It's this 4-hour candle. This is a 4-hour order block. There we go. So I see this immediately. Around what number is it? 353. So let's make it 35. It's a nice round number. Perfect. 35. Clear. 3-hour, just a wick. Okay, so we see that. The 2-hour open is a little bit lower at 295. Okay, I see that. No problem for me. I know that it's there and I can anticipate on it. The 1-hour still has a lower point, 235. Okay, no problem. 45 minutes starting to look more interesting because we still have imbalance higher. You see, we still have an imbalance zone at 420. 30 minutes, 425, same imbalance zone. 15 minute, the same imbalance zone. 10 minute, the same imbalance zone. So because there's still imbalance above my entry, I'm just going to look for a shorting opportunity around 78.35. 78.35. If I would plan a trade around this, let's say 78.35. There we go. And the stop could be just above the high, let's say 28 pips, give it just a little bit of breathing room. That's already a lot, 28 pips, but the risk to reward just makes sense. First TP area would be around 77 probably. This imbalance fill. Then we have another imbalance fill that could be around 76.60. More imbalance to be filled, 75, 77, 78. Let's say 75.80 as a nice round number as well. And then eventually, if we're going to just take out the lows, it will be 74.55 for a 1 to 13. But if you look on a daily time frame, and we don't know that, so if this would be the play where we say, hey, we're going to take out this entire zone as well, then you can just leave it one running for about a 1 to 28 or something like that. Of course, not my entire volume will be left to over there, but for me it will just say, for me it will just be like, hey, I'll leave just one portion of my position, 10% probably, maybe 5%. I'll probably take out another 5 at this low and then leave the rest running. But even if this goes down to this area, or who knows, 764, we never know that. So we can leave a trade running. So this is, for me personally, a position that I'm looking at. When will the trade be invalid for me is probably when we mitigate. If we come to 77 first and we get a bullish break of structure to the upside, I'll just stay away from it. I'll just leave it for what it is and I'll see what price action is going to give me. Right now, I prefer it first to come up before making a new lower low. I don't like that there's already a bullish candle in between, but it's okay. I would prefer something like this to happen. Where's my... Here it is, my brush. Maybe something like this to happen. We're coming up slowly. We might spike and then give another drop. And then you can look for a re-entry if you want to. Or you could just take right here. Or right here. And then eventually to fill this imbalance zone. To fill this imbalance zone. And you can see the imbalance zones drawn out. So this is what I'm anticipating on NJ. If you guys have any questions about it, then just let me know. It's on NJ. For me, this is one that I like. No lie. So NJ looks good. Same for GJ. I just have an alert set because not sure if we're just going to get back up. Same scenario. Last movement up, break of structure to the downside. First TPs, around 1 to 5. I can even make it lower right now because price action already made a new low. So about a 1 to 5.6, but it doesn't matter too much because I still don't have it set because I first have my alert that has to go off. And then I'll decide if this is a good trade or not. Same thing on CJ. I don't think that we're going to get there. This was my new markup. but I am going to make sure that I have an alert set or to check for a selling opportunity if price comes back up. We do have to keep in mind that we have a 4-hour order block at around 85.35. So that's something we should look out for as well. If you first come down, of course, this trade will be invalid for me. One thing that I was looking at as well was EuroCAD. I think they're just going to do whatever they want to do. I think we're not going to be able to get in a trade, but it's okay because on yesterday's session, USD CAD and CAD Yen are still running. So let me just CAD Yen from yesterday is still running. So this one is running and this one is running as well. I might look at UCAD to get an extra entry, but let's first look at a new chart, a clean one. It's important. So what was the reasoning behind the buy? First of all, if we look at the daily and we mark up 50% of the imbalance, and now we're going to cover why I'm looking for an extra entry as well, so don't worry about that. This was the imbalance, 50% got filled in this, so we know that. This was the imbalance fill. Market made an intraday break of structure to the upside and came back to a 1-hour order block. I took the limit of the 1 hour at 26.07 to be honest, a nice round number, because this has the most volume. So this was the one I took, made a nice move, hit TP1 already, and now we're waiting. But of course I still like to see whether this gives me another opportunity. Now looking at the 4 hour, we do have a 4-hour zone, a 4-hour order block. So this is our bullish order block. Let's look at a 3-hour. Nothing. 2-hour, already mitigated. The 1 hour is just a crazy big move. So we'll just wait on that. And then the 45, when I click on the 45 in my 4-hour zone, this one immediately stands out. So this last movement to the downside. 26.212, let's say 26.215. It's a nice round number. It's approximately the imbalance fill. 30 minutes, we still have an extreme imbalance at 26.12, 26.13, let's say. 15 minutes, it's the same candle a little bit, and then at 10 minutes, it also has the same entry point. This could be the 10-minute extreme at 26.12. So now let's start looking at how the market could look like. 45-minute, we react from so if we would just mark everything up, we did have a 1-hour zone. This was our 1 hour. So right now I'm building a case whether why I want to trade this. This is the 1-hour zone. So I have our 1-hour point of interest, mitigation. 45-minute, what did it do? What was our last initial movement to the downside? This one. So what happened? We broke internal structure. And we broke not a completely why isn't this working anymore? Hey. Okay. So usually when you click on control and you do this, you drag something, now it isn't working anymore. Maybe my control button just doesn't work because Control Z isn't working either. Okay, so that's strange. There is something with my... Oh, right, now it works. So we broke above this structure and we broke above that structure. Perfect. So we have two structural breaks. Now I can say like, okay, if I would want to place a trade on it, 26215. Let's put it over here. 26215. Okay, that's the entry. Now look, let's see where I should put my stop. This is the low. Let's give it like 22 pips to give it a little bit of breathing room. Okay, so if we take out this high, that's good for about a 1 to 4 almost. That's good just to know, to understand where or what could happen. Okay, so great. But this is based on a daily imbalance fill, a 4-hour internal breakout structure, another 4-hour breakout structure above this one. So I'm anticipating a higher high to be made. Let's say 2760, 2750, 55, something like that. Another possible TP area. Then we have an imbalance fill around 28. A 4-hour imbalance again around 28.55, let's say. 28.94. I'm just seeing like, okay, what potential could this give me? What's the potential risk reward on it? Let's look at a daily. Interesting. If we break above this high, then who knows where we're going. Let's look at the weekly. Let's just see what happened. Could be an interesting play as well. Who knows? Let's get back up to 38,500. No, this is a crazy one, but this is just to understand where we came from. We were at the extreme lows. We haven't been this low since the 18th of May 2015. Okay, so it's good to understand, to know why, what's happening, what's the reasoning, why is it reacting from that, why isn't it going lower? Because we were at some extreme lows. Okay, so if we take it out, this is already a very good risk to reward, a 1 to 12. It's a nice, decent risk to reward. If we take out this high, that's about a 1 to 14 point, let's say a 1 to 15 approximately. So I do like UCAT as well. I like what's going on. This was a 45-minute point of interest. There we go. And this is one that I'm going to put an eye on for my watch list. It's this one. There we go. Okay, so I hope that was all clear. Let me look so clean. GU. You have to ask Jambo for that. But if I look at GU, GBP USD, to be honest, it's for me. It isn't the majors aren't showing me too much. Look at a daily, it looks very ugly, to be honest, because we did fill the imbalance 50% to the upside, but then again we left this huge wick to the upside as well. So for me, but I think some people are looking for shorts, maybe around 38.85, something like that. Took out these two wicks, or maybe at 39. That's also possible. But yeah, for me, GU isn't acting nice. The majors aren't acting too clean for me. Just like I was looking for Euro USD buys. This is crazy. I was looking for Euro USD buys, but based on this price action, I decided to delete it. Why? It wicked down, and then it was like, hey, why do you wick down this hard and then make the movement up? My thought was it's going to get higher as well. So I already deleted my order myself, but this is, for example, something I was looking at on Euro USD. Looking at it right now, it's still leaving equal lows, but for me, it's not my preferred setup. I do have other setups that look more cleaner, and those are the ones that I'm taking personally on my account. So the Euro Canadian is a little bit the same. Like, we have the same 45-minute point of interest. The only difference is that we did have this first reaction from a 1 hour, but then there was no clean setup for me to take. And now I do want this to get higher, to come higher as well. I don't have a pending order set on this pair just yet. I just have an alert set. Way on time, because that gives me like 15 pips. Let's make it a little bit. That's too soon. there is good. Something like that is good. So I have more than enough time to decide if this is one that I want to take. And eventually, I'm still my main no. One of the targets that I'm looking at is still 5 to 300, like I've been saying for a long time right now. Of course, we will have these stops in between to take out the wick or maybe something first in this wick. But that's a waiting game. So I don't have anything set on that because it's all the Canadian dollar pairs. So you see, CAD yen, Euro CAD, USD CAD, CAD chef. But this is also looking. Let me have a look. CAD chef. Chef yen was less. So the chef was a little bit stronger. So yeah, okay. Yeah, I was just talking to myself. AUD NZD. Just like I said, I'm not looking at anything at it because it's way too low. At this point, I don't wanna buy nor sell it. I don't want to sell it. I only want to buy it if price action allows me. AUD USD taps into the zone, first zone, but there is no sign of bullishness. Nothing. None whatsoever. So what I do? I'll stay away from this pair. But because I've seen what's happening on this, I could say like, hey, IADCHF, where are you? Yeah. This one was one that I still have on my watch list. I don't have a pending set, just because just because I wasn't expecting us to come back up because it almost filled all of the imbalance on the 4 hour, but the 1 hour still looked very good. It did look very good. But we have a lot of wicks to the upside, so we'll have to wait and see. This was my setup, but I don't have that pending set anymore. I've said it. I did put the pending order first when we broke this initial structure after this movement. Yesterday, I said like, okay, we did break internal structure. I might get up back, but there's already things going on in between. Euro AUD. Bye bye. All right. Goodbye. There we go. This, I'm not going to explain this again. This hurts my feelings. This one. Euro chef. Okay, so yeah, we need to see that break of structure, preferably. The price already mitigated it. So for me right now, there's nothing clean on Euro chef. So actually, I can take it away. Euro pound. If you've been on my calls, I've been saying this area for ages. But then again, I have to be honest, if I would have taken it, I would have been stopped out at break even because I would have had a position with, let's say, probably 12 pips of stop. We had an initial reaction of 24 pips almost, so almost a 1 to 2, and then it just came back once again. Right now, I will be staying away from the pair unless I get a bearish reaction from this 8585. But because the daily look very good, this daily, I will not blindly short it because the reaction from this daily is too extreme at this point. Then again, who knows where we go. When we came back, I said, okay, maybe I'll just wait a little bit more and press the button. I didn't do it, and I wouldn't have done it, to be honest, because I just don't like these equal lows. And it's not because we have equal lows that... Oh, they are to the bottom, sorry. It's not because we have equal lows that they should always be taken. Just like on GU, I can give you... I don't know if I can give you the example on GU, if I still have it marked up. Look how easy price low we buy, price is high we sell. That was not what I was looking at. Wait, these were these equal lows. Yeah, so same on GU. I did not want to buy this because of these equal lows. Eventually the market made a move of, wait, from this area to that one. Market made a move of 540 pips, that's true. But I just said to myself, I'm not buying because we have equal lows. Eventually, price came back to the area I was watching for a long while, but I never got in. I failed to get in. So I said like GU or the majors, they are being pain in the ass to me, to be honest. Sorry for my language. Euro NZD. Let's start marking it up. Look, I'm going to show you guys. Look what Euro NZD is doing, and look what Euro AUD has done already. Okay, so we can anticipate or think that the Euro NZD could be the lagger. So we have a zone, perfect. 4 hour, 3 hour is looking disgusting. 2 hour, approximately the same zone. 1 hour, nothing too clean. 45, again, that's 45 minutes. Why wouldn't I want to take the 4 hour? Because look how big the 4 hour is. That's like 43 pips. No way that I'm taking for. If it would be 30, 35, maybe depending on the pair and the potential risk reward, but nah. 30 minutes still have imbalance lower, and the 15 minute is the same imbalance. So this is a 45 minute, and let's make it 8-7. It's a 45 minute imbalance. 45 plus 15 minute IPA. So good to know. It's within our 4 hour zone, and actually it's starting to look like it's almost to 50% of the 4 hour as well. Give me just a second. 6588, that's a 50%, but let's see. Let's see what potential this could give us. Risk to reward, correct. There we go. So let's start zooming in. It's still a big stop. 8-7. Let's see 30 pips I would take, because the first high to be taken is above a 1-3 3.36, but probably I'll look at a 1-4 approximately for a first TP. 6705 probably is a nice round number. It's almost a 1-4. Let me just mark it up completely, because this is a trade that I'm personally going to take. So 6705 is a partial area for me. That's 6705, and that's a 1 to 3.93 to 3.93. This is how I personally mark up every single chart. 67050. There we go. Okay, second TP area. Let's have a look at the daily first. Ooh, okay. I'll make it a little bit bigger. Daily imbalance. There we go. Okay, so I just needed to know where it lined up. So second TP could be like 6, 7. What's this? 1 to 5.15. That's not. Yeah. I won't exaggerate on it, because shouldn't milk it either, because there are also already some trades that were earning pretty good. So 1 to 5.27. 1.6745. Daily imbalance fill 6815. 6815. There we go. Oh, what was it? A 1 to 7.6. There we go. And then eventually, been waiting for 1.70 for ages. So I can leave. I'll probably take another 5% of my trade off back there, and I'll just leave the rest running, just in case we're going to go higher. So this is a chart that I'm liking, and I'm personally going to take after the call. So I'll make it orange, because I have to put it in. And those are actually the main things that I was looking at this point. Come over. Oh, why are you going to? Are you okay, Mal? What happened to you? It's just something. It's not that big of a deal. I just need to. I don't know how to say echography. Like a picture of my leg, the backside of my leg. There's a little injury. That's why I've been going to the physiotherapist 3 times a week as well already. But they have to take a picture from that, and that's at 2 p.m. my time. It's right now. It's 1:15 p.m. my time, so I'm okay. There's nothing wrong with me. Yet I'm always a little bit crazy, so that's something else. But yeah, it isn't too bad. So thank you if you are a surgeon. That's very nice. But at this point, there's no need for that just yet. So yeah, these were the main things that I was looking at. Personally, I have a few order sets. Pound Chef as well. For real, yeah. This is just not. I'm going to set all of my alerts, but I do think none of my trades will come back to get me in. Maybe NJ, probably not CJ, probably not Pound Chef, and then maybe Euro NZD. That's also one that I still like. That could be a potential. What's UCAT doing? UCAT as well. So sorry for my. Yeah, I know. I know the feeling. Sometimes the setup just runs away. They have to just sing a song like yesterday. Goodbye, my lover. Goodbye, my. No, sorry for doing it again. I promise not to do it anymore. But there we go. Yeah. So I was. You see, I can do two things at the same time. So I'm personally going to put UCAT as well as an extra entry because that's the one that might get us back to the thing. So if I would, yeah, let's just mark it up. This will be the last one that we're doing, unless there are any questions. So if you guys have any questions, go ahead and ask it right away. I'm going to mark this one up. What is this? Probably taking these body closures at around, let's say 2715 as a first TP area for myself. So nice song through. Though it's a nice song, that's true. It's a really nice song, but I just don't know. I just can't sing. And I know I can't sing. So some people think they can sing us. They're like, oh, I can sing. Yeah. What was it? 4.2. I still. This is. I hate it when 4.25. Some people they think they can sing, but actually they cannot sing. And I say like, yeah, you really can't sing. Oh, what? You aren't hearing it, Gits? Oh, what? Oh, yeah. I'm like, for real, you really can't sing. So, second TP will probably be the same one as before, 2755, about a 1 to 6. 55, there we go. And if none of my trades come back for me, then I'll just leave it for what it is. I'm in 2 trades. 6.2. I'm in 2 trades, which is more than enough because both of them already hit TP1. Ah, no. This isn't looking. Sorry, I'm a little bit OCD, so it should be this and not the dot. Then 28. Maybe I'll. I'm just thinking what I would take. 28.15, like I said. 8.8. 0.2715 and oh no 28.15, and then I'll just leave it. Probably I'll say like 28.90. It's a nice round number. I think it's the same. But you guys know that this will be here. I will take 5% off, and I'll oh, sorry. Sorry for that. And I'll just make sure that I'll leave a small position running. If we TP2 first, then yeah, I'll be okay with that as well. So, yeah. You see, it's like Euro NZD might spike down. Euro NZD looks good. USD CAD and the other ones as well, but I don't think that they will be coming back for us, unfortunately. So let's see the nice song. Okay, so I'm going to close it out today. At this point, if you guys have any questions, feel free to drop them in the on the YouTube under the YouTube section, and then yeah, I can answer them. Of course, I will answer them, or somebody will tell me to answer them because I have to check it. But that won't be a problem. I will do that. So I do want to wish everyone a very good week. It's Wednesday. It's still Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Still 3 trading days left. But please do be patient. Don't try to rush anything. It's not because you see somebody on social media that's in a certain trade that you have to be in that trade as well, or that you have to trade, or that you have to do something. That won't work. Finally, I have to be honest, the markets are looking like decent again. So they're looking like, okay, we're going on a normal pace, if you can say it like that. Holidays are over. It's already half of September. Banks are getting back. Hedge funds managers are getting back. So I hope that we'll have an extreme, a nice and extreme, nice and extreme. How do you say it? Remaining of the year, at least until Christmas period, and then we can take some time off again. How do I become like you? Man, you already are like me, so it's all good. You should, or no, I know how you can become. Trade crosses, not only GU and EU. I know my man Jambo only trades GU and EU. So thank you everyone for being on. See you guys next week, and stay safe, stay blessed, and enjoy the ride to becoming a profitable trader.